Pleasant good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories. Let's try that again. Pleasant good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. It is I, your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, officially checking in. What an interesting 24 hours it has been. Uh, Last night when I signed off the air, I had to go to the rescue of a good friend, very good friend, in the dark. I mean, no lights, no nothing, just candles. It was that bad. I had to drive around trees, not limbs that had fallen off the trees, but trees that had fallen out of the ground. It was that bad. For those of you who are still struggling with or just had your power shut back on, I feel for you. It was that bad. It was devastating to a lot of people. Some people didn't get power again until 5 o'clock this morning. So here's to you guys. Yeah, here's to you guys. Anyway, it's bedtime stories. Coming up in the last hour, we do a thing called foreplay. Four songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. Usually it's a birthday artist, but we'll see tonight. Also, throughout the night, we do a thing called Who Did It Best? And that all comes up here on Bedtime Stories. I was hoping to have a guest tonight because usually on Thursdays I do have a guest, right? But not tonight. I had a guest on Monday, so hopefully then next week we'll have some guests on for Black Music Month, all right? Let's kick it off with Prince. If I was your girlfriend, where were you going with this one, Prince? You know where I'm going when I get off the air, right? Straight to bed. This is Bedtime Stories on WOSD, WRLN, and WBOE. Ooh. Good evening, Deron Williams, Henry Cooper. Thank you. Also, GFM Studios is still without power. Running the station off your iPad. Oh, wow. I am so sorry to hear that. I really am. Um, mm. You see, I use Radio Boss Cloud, so if the power goes out, the station stays on. So I am so sad to hear that. Very unhappy to hear that. I am so sorry. I mean, hmm, it's been rough. It's been rough. I mean, it's been rough for everybody. 15 minutes ago. Wow. Mm, neighborhood is still without power. That is, Mm, that is rough. Our lights went out like for, I'd say, a good 3 or 4 minutes. Most, what do they call it? The transformers were hit by lightning, which took them out. So I was like, wow. It looked like a movie because when I left here last night, pardon me, I mean, talk about no lights. Nobody was driving. It was that bad. It was that bad. It was scary. It looked like one of those apocalypse type movies where nobody was on the street. I mean, it was just, in all my years, all my years, I've never seen anything that bad. Traffic lights were out, so I almost got hit last night. God was definitely on my side last night.
This is delicious. And you're listening to my bedtime. And I'm Greer with bedtime stories.
I mean, it was just, whew, it was awful. Some of the gas stations were closed. Those that were open, they must have had a generator or something. It was, how do you say it was horrendous? Yeah, it was that bad. FEMA form, okay. Huh. The window take, I know, right? The Walking Dead, I know, right? That's what it looked like. It was like, where did everything go? Where is everything? So it was scary, to say the least. Scary, crazy. the Candy Girl. That is Prince and Damn You, right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to my nephew, Harris. Uh, they are still without power at their house. It is just ridiculous. Henry Cooper, um, Deron Williams, thank you for being on my Facebook Live. I am phew, devastated from last night. When I left out of here, no one was on the street. There were trees on the street, but nobody. It looked like my nephew was saying, it looked like a scene out of The Walking Dead. It was just nobody, nowhere. Stores were closed, gas stations were closed. The devastation was real. It, like I said, it looked like a movie. I mean, nothing, and you didn't see anybody walking on the street, anything. But for those of you online tonight, I'm glad that you all are okay. My suggestion is whenever those alerts go off on your phone, make sure you immediately start charging your phone. If you have a laptop, make sure you have it charged and plug your phone into the laptop. That way your phone will stay charged. Of course, you charge it off of the laptop battery. Make sure you have an extra phone, like somebody I know had an extra phone. They have an iPhone and a regular Android. Make sure you have two phones and they're both working, okay? Make sure they're both charged. Make sure you have a flashlight in the house. Make sure you have two flashlights in the house. And do not, by no means, open your refrigerator. You know, maybe for a few seconds to grab something out of there, but don't leave it open, all right? Here's the first of Stanley Clark, from Stanley Clark and Howard Hewitt. Mm-mm. So did you get all of that, y'all? Y'all, DJ, y'all? Dr. Ron, Dr. Ron, I see why the city got no power. You got it all. Oh, man. Doc, it was crazy. I went outside and it was like, you know, the weather was warm. It was like I said, it was like a movie. You know, nobody, nothing on the street, nobody walking down the street. If they'd been walking down the street, they probably would have been blown away. I mean, blown into the bushes or something. But it was just whew, crazy. When I say it was crazy, it was crazy. But some people had generators. Some people had, you know, some sort of backup, so, but I'd never seen anything like it, and my nephew described it, The Walking Dead. It just looked like, you know, not a sound or sign of life. It was just, ooh, the craziest thing I'd ever seen. Like I said, no gas stations were open. Some of them were open, but, you know, they wouldn't let nobody in, I guess, for fear of looting. Because, everybody, the mindset of most people were like, this is some BS. There are still trees in the street near uh, near King Drive. A whole, not once again, not branches, but whole trees in the way. I don't know how those people are getting on their block to, to come home. It's one way out and that's it. It is. It was, yeah. It was that bad, Doc. It was that bad, and all I got to say is we were fortunate not to get hit on this side of, because it seemed like everything on one side of State Street, everything near Halsted was out. I mean, just crazy, crazy. And to say it was scary is a understatement. You know, I saw trees fall into people's houses. Uh, on the news, I saw where trees had crushed cars. And I asked my friend, I said, well, in the case of that, okay, you make an insurance claim, who do you blame for it? Isn't that under the umbrella of act of God? So who do you blame for that? If a tree hits your car or if a tree hits your house, well, house insurance, that's different. But is it the same for your car? I don't know. But once again, yeah, yeah, some power will be out until Saturday. I'm like, Saturday? By that time, it's time to just empty out your refrigerator and start all over again. Whatever you had in there, you know, hoping that it'll last until Saturday. Don't know. I don't see it. I don't see any food, lasting in your refrigerator until Saturday. From last night to Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Only if you don't go to the refrigerator. As soon as you open it, it's like, that's it. But it was rough. It was rough. And the people who were out driving, I think they were just in a daze because, the traffic lights were out. So they had never experienced that. They tell you, you stop, let the other people go by, and then you go. Some people weren't even stopping. They were just going through the light or lack of light. I'm like, whoa, almost got hit. You know, they didn't adhere to that rule. You're supposed to stop and let somebody else go past. You know, it was crazy. Hmm. Two in a row from Stanley Clark featuring Howard Hewitt. That is Fantasy Love. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. We're talking about last night's tornado. It ripped trees out of the ground. Dr. Ron, what's going on, sir? Old school, buy ice. Get your ice chest, put your food in the ice chest, and hope for the best. Some people are still without power. They're saying Saturday. So from last night until Saturday, you think some food is going to stay in your refrigerator? No. So, like Dr. Ron said, get some ice, put your food on ice, get you some DoorDash. That's all you can do. You know, it's not like you can warm the food up, right? It is scary out there. Drive safely, ladies and gentlemen. Don't hit any trees that might be in the street. Not limbs, not branches, but trees. Whole trees were uprooted from the ground. Hmm. Guess we'll be talking about this for a while, at least tonight. Here on Bedtime Stories, here's Stanley Clark again, this time with George Duke. Sweet baby. Your son. Huh. Just say, dear commented customer, multiple rounds of severe storms have been rolling through ComEd's northern Illinois territory since Wednesday afternoon with periods of intense rain, lightning, and high winds. These conditions have inflicted significant damage across the region and caused outages. 4,086, 486,000 ComEd customers, with another round of severe storms arriving Thursday evening. Woo wee. Mm. Yep. Once again, it's that bad. Some people are checking in the motels. It's that bad. two of the greatest musicians of all time, Stanley Clark and George Duke from Clark Duke 2. That, of course, is Lady right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Who, dear ComEd customer, multiple rounds of severe storms have been rolling through ComEd's northern Illinois territory since Wednesday afternoon with periods of intense rain, lightning, and high winds. These conditions have inflicted significant damage across the region and caused outages. Roughly 486,000 ComEd customers, with another round of severe storms arriving on Thursday evening. That is right now. So, like I said earlier, make sure you charge your phones before it gets crazy out there. If you have nowhere to go, stay home and stay safe. Here's Angela Winbush. This is Hot Summer Love with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, on Bedtime Stories. Love the summer. Hmm. What's the deal with the talent show you are a judge on? That is sponsored by Mr. Theo Huff. Um, that's that's all I can tell you. I'm the judge. I'm one of the judges. Me, Dinah Lynn, Danny Boy, and BLT. So that's all I can tell you. And that he's giving away $1,000 in an interview on Soul 1063, and that's it. I don't know if a recording contract is included in that, but that's all I know. Just nowhere to be on that date, sitting in the judge's chair. I'm either going to be Randy or I'm going to be Simon. I don't know which one. Dog, it was kind of pitchy, dog. Kind of pitchy. But yep, that's all I know about the talent show, man. Details coming soon. Go to Theo Huff's page. It's more information on there than I can give you. As a matter of fact, let me go to this text that he sent me. Maybe I can shed a little bit more light onto that. Let's see. Theo Huff. Chicago, Indiana, Milwaukee area. If you can sing, dance, rap, even if you think you're funny as a comedian, this opportunity you don't want to miss. You can win $1,000 plus receive a free interview on 106.3 FM. Also, get a chance to open up for a major recording artist and get paid for it. Now, you can't beat that, he says. All you have to do is click on the link, which is fgpenterprise.com. That's fgpenterprise.com. Fly Guy Productions Enterprise.com. Hope that helps. So 15 people will hear the interview. Yep. uh, you got that right, Doc. I don't even think they show up in the ratings anymore. One of their, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but one of their former employees has got a lawsuit, race discrimination and age discrimination. Like you knew that was coming. I guess they figured he was too old to still run a rap station or a hip hop station. And my thing is, if that's all you know, then what's the problem? You know, he got a little gray hair on his face, so therefore they took him off. Just out of the blue. It's crazy. Yep, exactly. So that was it. I'm like, as a matter of fact, he started their station. He came highly recommended from GCI to start that station, to start Power 10, what's it, Power 92. He started that station. I met him when he was still at Columbia College. So I'm like, what's the problem now? And all of the Crawford stations have, I don't want to say poor signals, you know, all the signals are directed towards Hammond. So, but what do I know, right? I came up under, fossils like Richard Pegee and Herb Kent, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Richard used to do what he called writing the signal. So he would just drive around the city and listen to the station, whatever station he was consulting at the time. And he said, okay, the station goes as far west as Western, as far east as the lake, as far south as south suburbs, and as far north sometimes as downtown. 2 in a row from a girl. Angela Winbush, keep turning me on right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Alan Greer, and Dr. Ron, thank you for being on my live as always. I appreciate you, brother. We saw each other, I should say, a few weeks ago at the memorial service for our good friend Chris Bass. And you said it best. I don't leave the house for nobody, but for Chris Bass, yeah, that was my boy, my brother from another mother, my bass brother. Made me sound like Mickey Mouse. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Alan Greer. Stay safe tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe. Make sure you charge your phone before you go to bed. All right. Here's the first of 2 in a row from Jill Scott. Yes, I do. What's going on? Mary, you've been out for a minute. Life. Oh, I understand. Good to see you, Just May. Welcome back. I saw a gentleman yesterday, Wednesday, before the storm hit. DJ Lavelle Crawford. I said, "Oh, you're out and about." He said, "Man, I just had open heart surgery." I'm like, "Whoa!" I said, "People are still on waiting lists for donors. You are truly blessed, sir. You are truly blessed. You gonna be all right. Just leave that pork alone." I was like, "Wow." He said he went from I think he was like 180 pounds or more to like 160. I said, "Brother, that's a big drop. You're a big guy, tall and everything, but I was happy to see him. I'm like, he looked up like, I said, man, you just don't know. Some people don't make it to wait, you know, waiting for a heart to come in. But you made it. Mary, what you been doing? How have you been? It's always good to see people that I haven't, seen in a while. It really is. And because you worry about, well, I don't know about you, but I worry about people that I haven't seen in a while. And when I do see them, and depending on their condition, I try not to stare at them like, "Ooh, what happened to you?" What did, where have you been? And most of them say to hell and back. I said, well, it's good that you made it back on this side. So, uh, shout out to DJ Lavelle C, Lavelle Crawford. He was at the Rat Pack set yesterday. So, once again, bro, good to see you, man. I know he's probably not listening right now. He's probably resting up, no doubt. Got to get that new heart some rest. She could have left that off.
It's time for bedtime stories without Greer.
Said it's awesome that you're still doing you and staying, and I'm just staying in my lane. I know that's right. I am. I was just saying that today. I'm like, man, I don't know how I made it. Almost a half a year with no no stream of income, constant stream of income. I'm like, I said, I take that back. I know how I made it by the grace of God. He was on my side. He was, you know, watching over me while others were trying to write me off. Why don't you just go back to work? If I had a job to go to, I would go. You know, one young lady said, "You just have to reinvent yourself, and don't expect people to take care of you." I'm like, I never expected anyone to take care of me. I'm just, I'm not looking for a handout. I'm just looking for a hand. You know, but people can be cruel. You know, they can be like, ah, you just want some young girl to take care of you. No, I don't. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. I just don't. But for people to say stuff like that to me, it just makes me wonder. You know, really makes me wonder. Yeah, I'm like, really? Hmm. Is that how you feel? I'm sorry you feel that way, but I don't know what else to say. But I don't fault them for what they say. I just don't. I just don't. So what else can I say? People are going to feel the way they feel. Uh, Reinvention is real, and you will know your blessings when you see them. And once again, I'm not looking for someone to take care of me. For years, I've been the person to take care of others. For years, so two in a row from Jill Scott. Is this the way? Right, bedtime stories. Once again, hello to Mary Just May Stokes. Thank you for being on my live. She says, reinvention is real. You will know when your blessings, when you see them. And I understand that. I was just staying off the air. I'm not looking for a handout. I'm looking for a hand up. You know, and that's all I said. The people who've been, in my corner, I appreciate you all. For those of you who've made donations to me, I really and truly appreciate it. But for those who've been like bad mouthing it, like, go back to work. You're never too old to go back to work. I'm like, okay, I'm at an age where most people are, retiring. They're saying, go back to work. I'm like, okay, let me know where I need to go, and I'll be there, whether it be in the morning, in the evening, or whatever. I've done every shift of radio. I've worked for Radio Shack. I've worked for Ameritech. Uh, so I'm looking forward to the next chapter in my life, and that's it. Whether it be in my profession or in another profession, I'm not ruling anything out. But donations are welcome via Zelle at alpgreer@gmail.com. Here's the maestro Barry White. I've got so much to give. Stop whining and go back to work. Okay. Like, where? The gospel station closed up and VON just uses my voice these days. So, which I don't mind because, when people ask me, well, what are you doing currently? I said, well, I'm the voice of WVON. I just don't work there. How does that work out? I'm the voice of a station that I don't work at, and that's okay. You know, you use it sparingly. I don't mind at all. Because when people ask, well, what are you doing lately? I said, well, just turn on 1690. You'll hear what I'm doing. You know, and it's cool because I don't have to do anything new because every time you turn the station on, there's my voice, and that's it. Ooh, I'm not paying attention, running over the break. I'm gonna have to come back to that. I wasn't paying attention. I'm running over my break. Anyway, this is Bedtime Stories on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WRLN Radio, a Ray Neal media station, WBOE, which belongs to Reggie Miles, and of course, My Jam Radio. I'll come back to Barry, I promise, all right?
The Talent Show Auditions, sponsored by Fly Guys Productions. Registration opens today and closes July 23rd. Audition July 30th and 31st. The Talent Show will be held October 17th. Show up and show out. Only $100 to enter. The grand prize, $1,000 cash. Woo! For information, call 773-630-2261. 773-630-2261. Sell your audition fee of $100 to 773-630-2261 or go to www.fgpenterprise.com. If you think you've got what it takes, show up and show out. Sign up today at fgpenterprise.com or call 773-630-2261. This is a Fly Guy production. Experience an unforgettable evening of purpose, passion, and inspiration at the Art of Life Gala, a breast cancer fundraiser in Chicago. Join us for a night of art, music, healing, and hope, supporting breast cancer awareness, survivor programs, education, and research. June 20th, 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Zalby Art Center at 1029 West 35th Street in Chicago, Illinois. Enjoy music by DJ Runnell, hosted by Barbara Giles. And don't forget to wear pink. Bring hope and make an impact. Get your tickets and donate now at Eventbrite. For more information, call 773-993-7324. That's 773-993-7324. The Art of Life Gala, June 20th, 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Zalby Art Center, 1029 West 35th Street in Chicago, Illinois. Remember, together we turn awareness into action. Presented in partnership with WCHI Biggs Radio, Chicago. 3E's Video and Editing Service and Photography, too, have developed a new wave in video and photography. 3E's Video is the only top-tier video and photography company that offers you to view some of your wedding, party, and event pictures and video clip the very next day on our social media pages. That's why 3E's Video and Editing Service is the #1 in the Midwest. We bring affordable video, photography, and superb editing to your doorstep. 3E's Video have a new wave approach. 3E's Video is the only top-tier photography company that actually gives you prints and an 8x10 picture mounted in a frame. With over 20 years of experience, they freeze precious moments in time through great videos, photos, and superb editing. So give them a call at 312-623-9587. 312-623-9587. Their motto is Hollywood results at economic prices. 3E's Video and Editing Service and photography too.
And now back to Barry White, right here on Bedtime Stories. I'm going to start it from the beginning, guys. I'm not going to put it in the middle. This is I've Got So Much to Give on Bedtime Stories. Please don't you What did you cry, son? Because you're saying, oh man, nothing gonna go wrong. Sometimes we feel inside of us that everything we have is only here for today. Ooh, good God. Kevin Brooks. Huh. Raining. It's an understatement. Yesterday was like a tsunami. It was really bad. Really bad. When I say it was really bad, yeah, it was dark. And I'm not talking about outside. It was dark in people's houses. It was, Kev, it was awful. I've never seen anything like it. Never. Kev, stores were closed, gas stations were closed. The only restaurant that was open was White Castle. What you crave. That was it. Everything else was closed. Open for business, closed for business. It was that bad, man. It was that bad. It was, Kev, it was so bad it was scary. It looked like one of those apocalypse type movies. Walking Dead, that kind of thing. Yep, it was that bad. Holly Jennings, good evening. How you doing this evening, Holly? Thank you for being on my live. Hopefully you didn't get caught in the tsunami and stuck in the dark. It was bad. It was, yeah. Kev, trees, not limbs, not branches, whole trees were pulled out of the ground. It's like the Hulk just pulled the trees out the ground. It was that bad. Trees were laying on people's lawns. Whole trees. You could see where it was like somebody just,
Yeah. Hulk pulled the tree out of the ground.
it was crazy. Kev, I've never seen anything like it. The tree was out the ground. You remember when we were kids and your mom, your dad, your grandmother said, "Go bring me a switch." It was nothing. Trees were pulled out of the ground. It didn't hit us hard, Holly. Um, it didn't hit us that hard. We had like a quick blackout. It was like, maybe 2 or 3 seconds and we were back on. But others didn't fare as well. It was, whew, it was scary. Once again, it looked like, Walking Dead. Nobody was on the street. Nobody was walking. Nobody was driving. And those that were driving, they were just trying to get out of it. They were trying to get home. They were just trying to get home. They were just trying to get out of it. Was it a tornado? Yes. They said severe winds and torrential rain. It was bad. It was awful. Oh, now they show this commercial for Generac. Uninterrupted power automatically provides power using your home's existing natural gas. So your life goes on without interruption. But yeah, it was a tornado, sir. It was the worst thing I have seen. Flood warning issued. Flood warning. Mm. Like I said, it was like The Walking Dead. Destruction everywhere. And they should have T-shirts. I survived the tornado of of 610, 610/26. Then it had nerve to rain again today, but it was just rain today. It was rain without the wind. You know, Kool-Aid with no sugar, peanut butter, no jam. But it was just rain today. The rain was much more pleasant because it was still warm. It was still like 80 degrees when it started raining. And it just got dark. That was it. Yep, just got dark. But scary nonetheless. But for those of you who survived it, God bless you. Because it was something. It was a twister. And I don't mean chubby checker either. from the album Stone Gone. And it's spelled just like that, Gon, Stone Gone. Maestro Barry White, girl, it's true, I'll always love you. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Coming up in our next hour, we do foreplay. Hello to Holly Jennings. Thank you for being on my live. And Kevin Brooks, who is live down in Atlanta. He said, I heard you all had a little bad weather up there in Chicago. Like, yeah, that's putting it mildly. It was a tornado. Once again, it ripped trees out of the ground like the Hulk, just snatched them out of the ground. You just see the inside of the trees. And these weren't old trees, weren't green on the inside. You could have used these trees for firewood, I'll tell you. It was scary. Here's the first of two in a row from Rocky Robbins. This is You and Me on Bedtime Stories. Good night, Doc. Thanks for staying up with me. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Doc. Appreciate you. Now about that mic system, you're really not using that. I know I always tease them about that. It's like, okay. Plexiderm. I need some Plexiderm. I believe in love. I'm on Monday through Thursday from 9 to midnight, Mary. Monday through Thursday, 9 to midnight. Yep, Monday through Thursday. Friday, I'm off. Friday, we have a hip hop show. One of my students does Friday nights, and we have mixes and everything else. So, you know, so Monday through Thursday, 9 to midnight. Turn the world from Rocky Robbins. That is, I believe in you. Here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Coming up in the next half hour, it'll be time for foreplay. Dr. Ron, thank you for being on my live. Mary, just May Stokes. I'm on Monday through Thursday from 9 until midnight. That's Monday through Thursday. Now, every now and then I'll throw in a rerun just to have the night off. But for the most part, I'm on every night, Monday through Thursday. All right? All right. And don't forget to tell your friends about bedtime stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. One of the greatest singers of all time made his transition a couple of years ago. This is Frankie Beverly, born Howard Beverly. My lady. so much magic. Forevermore. Off to work. Ooh, third shift. Ooh, I love it. I used to work third shift at BON. Yep. Go to work late at night because my program director hated the fact that I had a nighttime show, so he tried to disrupt it. But it didn't work. It didn't work. I said, I have a syndicated show, sir. Oh, well, you're going to have to do something about that. Either that or you just want to have a job. Okay. And of course, I ended up with no job. So, but that was years after he had left. So, I know he wishes he had fired me. It would have been a notch in his belt. I fired Al Greer. Mm. Have a good night at work. Don't work too hard. You do the same. Thank you. Don't work too hard. And of course, listen to me at work until midnight. Oh, oh. Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. When you love someone, it's a beautiful thing. You guys can look at each other and just not say a word. Have you ever had a relationship like that where you just don't have to say anything to that person? You just look at them. It's like, look, you just shake your head, just look at them in their eyes, and it's like, no words, no words. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. Good night to Mary Just May Stokes. She's off to work, I guess, third shift. So be careful and I was going to say have fun, depending on where you're working at. If you're working the pole, then have fun. If you're working at a hospital or something like that, hey, make sure that you are good at work. All right. Here's Shaka Khan. This is from the soundtrack of Waiting to Exhale, My Funny Valentine on Bedtime Stories. Woo! A little sweaty there.
but not to sleep. It's Al Greer with Bedtime Stories.
Everyone falls.
Shoot, shooby doo, shoot, shoot, shooby doo. Doo, 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 doo. When Babyface presented that song to her, she was like, "Face, is that all you got? Shoot, 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 shoot." But as usual, she sang the hell out of it. That is Whitney Houston from the album and soundtrack Waiting to Exhale. Simply called Exhale, or the Shoot Shoot song, right here on Bedtime Stories. 11 minutes before foreplay, right here on the station, well, not the station, but the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep. Here's Dionne Warwick. Do Ron Banks. Whew. We're home. Make it. It's all right.
Dang, can I buy you a fish sandwich?
Putting you to bed, but not to sleep. It's Greer with Bedtime series.
I need some more water. I feel parched. Ron Banks, who did it, who did it best, who did it best, who did it first. I'm pretty sure it was the Iceman. I'm pretty sure it was the Iceman Jerry Butler. Work it up. Cry. Jerry Butler, as we call him, Uncle Junior, and make it easy on yourself. Mm-mm-mm. Just ahead of foreplay. We are in WOST Radio DB Chicago, WRLN Radio, a radio media station, WBOE, the best of everything, and My Jam Radio. Foreplay is next.
The one and only saxophonist Carlos Cannon, Sunday, June 21st, Father's Day, at the Grand Ballroom, 6351 South Cottage Grove, with comedy and smooth jazz. Get your laugh on with comedian T. Ray, with music by DJ Mac. Advance admission is $35. VIP is $45, which gets you closer to the stage. And first for dinner. At the door, it's $40. Dinner is $25, featuring barbecue, spaghetti, and string beans. Doors open at 4. Showtime at 5:30 p.m. at the Grand Ballroom, 6351 South Cottage Grove, on Sunday, June 21st. Father's Day. It's comedy and smooth jazz, starring Carlos Cannon, one of Chicago's finest saxophonists, comedian T. Ray, and music by DJ Mac. This is a Cannon Entertainment production.
Uh-oh.
3E's Video and Editing Service and Photography 2 have developed a new wave in video and photography. 3E's Video is the only top-tier video and photography company that offers you to view some of your wedding, party, and event pictures and video clip the very next day on our social media pages. That's why 3E's Video and Editing Service is the #1 in the Midwest. We bring affordable video, photography, and superb editing to your doorstep. 3E's Video have a new wave approach. 3D's Video is the only top tier photography company that actually gives you prints and an 8 by 10 picture mounted in a frame. With over 20 years of experience, they freeze precious moments in time through great videos, photos, and superb editing. So give them a call at 312-623-9587. 312-623-9587. Their motto is Hollywood results at economic prices. 3E's video and editing service and photography too.
Hi, this is the Lost Generation, the same group that brought you hit screens. Our new release, People Make the World Go Round, is the latest release available on all digital platforms, online, and Alexa.
Say Alexa, play People Make the World Go Round. Also, follow us on Facebook.
Trash man didn't get no trash today. Actually, the trash blew away down the damn alley. Anyway, it's time for foreplay. This gentleman here, this guy right here, is a world renowned bass player. He's played with everybody from Miles Davis, uh, who else? Herbie Hancock, all of those guys. And also, he's also played with Luther. I couldn't get it out there. He was born William Henry Marcus Miller Jr. He's a composer, producer, multi instrumentalist, and two-time Grammy winner. Like I said, he's played with Miles Davis, Luther Vandross, Herbie Hancock, David Sanborn, and others. Yes, he has. And his birthday is Sunday, as a matter of fact. Yep. Where was he born? Let's find out. Let's delve deeper into his. He'll be 66 years old on Sunday. And he was born in Brooklyn, New York City, NYC. Shout out to all of our people in New York City listening. He's his father was a church organist and a choir director. How about that? Also, Marcus is a classically trained clarinetist, but he switched to the bass. And he did a good job too. Yeah. Here's Rush Over from the soundtrack of Love Jones, featuring Michelle and Digicello. Happy birthday, Marcus Miller, from all of us here on Bedtime Stories. It's time for foreplay. Oh, and Rose, I'm glad your power came back on. For you is Russian. William Henry Marcus Miller Jr. He said, I'll just settle on Marcus Miller. I guess William or Henry didn't fit him, so he just said Marcus. Mm, 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 mm.
Al Greer on bedtime stories.
Yeah.
It's foreplay inside bedtime stories with Al Green.
Oh, fart. Wow. Good evening, Cherie. Little Whitney. Good evening, good evening. Wow. How was your day, Cherie? Yvette Withers Banks. Were you in the dark too? Like like most of us in the dark? Yeah.
It's foreplay inside bedtime stories with Al Greer.
wrapping up foreplay on Marcus Miller. I didn't mean to play that other song, but it kind of showed his range. As one of the greatest bass players of all time. He patterned himself after James Jamerson and, of course, the great Larry Graham. That is much too much from Mr. Marcus Miller on Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep. Hello to Sherry Yvette Withers Banks, aka Little Whitney, is Little Anthony and the Imperials on Bedtime Stories. Let you know. And I love you so. To say I love you, love you. Oh, oh, baby. Mm. But tonight, let's be more than just friends. Oh, only in love with you. I'm falling in love with you. Little Anthony and the Imperials on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. It is about 25 minutes in front of the hour, and I got a few more songs to play. Ooh, these headphones sound a lot better than the other ones. But anyway, once again, hello to Sherry Yvette Withers Banks, whom I saw last weekend, and then I saw Rico twice, both on Saturday and both on Sunday. So, yeah. One is an illusionist. Well, both of them are illusionists. One for Michael Jackson, and the other, of course, Whitney Houston. And they do such a great job. Love them both. It's Michael Franks for Monique. Batu.
Batu.
Yeah. Popsicle toes. Popsicle toes. To expose all those popsicle toes. Mm-hmm. Brazil, Panama.
True.
drinks. No, you never that's the one thing I do. It's amazing.
I grew up looking up to my dad. I mean, I watched him go to work every day and deal with people in their worst times, and then come back home the same man he was when he left. I mean, I'm just, everything. There's just so much going through my head right now. The shoes that I have to fill, and I'm ready for it, but it's like at the same time, I need my dad.
Trying to make sense of the sudden loss of his father, 22-year-old Spencer Lee III is remaining strong for his mom, sister, and entire family. Spencer III says his dad didn't have any known health issues. He was taken to urgent care after becoming ill and came home the next day. But on Sunday, May 31st, he passed away at 56 years old.
Michael Franks, Underneath the Apple Tree by Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. I just have to thank everybody for listening. Before I even get out of here, because I won't be able to talk to you guys until Monday. So I won't be able to beg for donations until then. And of course, donations are welcome via Zelle at alpgreer@gmail.com. That's alp as in Paul, GREER@gmail.com. Alp Greer. That is my Zelle. All right. And of course, it comes up my government name, which is Alonzo. Yeah, that's just too much for radio, right? Here's the fuzz. I love you for all seasons: summer, winter, spring, and fall, and construction here in Chicago.
Legacy with pride and strength.
You prepared me to step into your shoes and to lead this family, and I'm ready for it, Dad. I miss you, Dad. I love you so much, and I look forward to the next day I see you.
Spencer Lee Jr.'s cause of death has not yet been determined. His son says his dad was full of life and loved being around a lot of people. He wants the upcoming services to be less of a funeral and more of a celebration of his life. And that celebration of life is set for Saturday morning at the House of Hope on East 114th Street. The wait begins at 10 that morning. We will carry a live stream of the ceremony on our news app and website, bbc7chicago.com. This afternoon,
Mm. The joy tones and this love here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. And as always, we really appreciate you all listening because you could be listening to anybody, just anybody, but you're listening to me, and I really appreciate it. And I ask that you all continue to support these radio stations that I'm on now. WOSD Radio, which is my own, WRLN Radio, which is Ray Neal's radio station, WBOE, which is the best of everything, which is owned by Professor Reggie Bonds. So make sure you patronize those stations, or just listen to me. Just listen to me. Of course, when you're listening to them, you'll hear me on their stations because 9 times out of 10, I've probably done some commercials on their station. All right, as well as Biggs Radio, I'm still on there too, just as a consultant, and I do all the commercials for them. So yeah, I'm still with them. Rumor has it, oh, you got kicked off. I just took a break for a while. Sometimes you just need a break. Here's the courtship and same old love on Bedtime Stories. To have you home. To ourselves. The great Walter Jackson wrapping up the show here on Bedtime Stories with Welcome Home. That's going to do it for me for the week. Have a great weekend. I will be out and about in the street, so I hope to see you guys out and about in the street. Okay, all right. Good night to Sherry Yvette Withers Banks, also to Holly Jennings, Just May Stokes, Dr. Ron, thank you so much, and of course Al's pals, Deron Williams and Henry Cooper. I didn't see my sister tonight. I guess she forgot to charge her phone. But anyway, for those of you who just had your power, turned back on, God bless you. And those who don't have their power on, I hope you get your power back soon before Saturday. They were saying Saturday. I'm like, that's a long time to wait. Anyway, donations are welcome at alpgreer@gmail.com. That's Al, P as in Paul, Greer @gmail.com. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, Monique. And have a great weekend, guys. Okay? 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 99. Peace out.